Welcome to your daily reading from the I Am Her Oracle. I'm Kimberly. I am her, the Oracle. LOL. So I'm creating an Oracle card deck that I've been drawing by hand. I'm using my own art and poetry to create the deck. And as I'm creating the deck, I'm doing readings here on YouTube to be able to refine the ideas, refine the message, refine the concept of what exactly goes into this deck and how I'm going to create it. And this is magic for the woman you're becoming. This is magic for the woman you're becoming. This is magic for the woman you're becoming. These cards are born out of 10 years of experience coaching women through the biggest transformation of their lives. I've done work in health and fitness, wellness coaching, mindset coaching, personal development, and most recently, energy work and energy healing using biofield tuning and tuning forks. So the second half of our reading is going to include a little bit of a tuning session for you to anchor in the message of the reading. So we're going to get right into it. And ultimately, what I want you to think about here in today's reading is really, this reading is focused around what do we need to know? What do we need to be doing to be bringing in the next level of yourself? Because I'll tell you one thing, women are constantly transforming, constantly evolving, constantly in a state of change. And especially right now, currently I'm recording in June of 2026. This is a timeless reading, though. It applies whenever you click on this video. I'm recording in June of 2026, and most women in my life that are on the spiritual path, that are on the path of growing and developing and changing and shifting, are going through a state of a liminal space, a void, I'm not sure what's coming next. I'm not sure what's happening right now. And I know that something big is happening. I can feel it. I can feel how much energy is moving through me. I can feel that I'm different. I can feel that I'm upgrading. I can feel that the world does not work exactly how it used to work. And I am swimming in a soup. Okay, I'm swimming in a soup of the newness. And I'm just not entirely sure how to bring in the next version of me. And before we even get into what the cards have to say about it, we're going to talk about how you are stewarding in a new version of a human. Okay, this is something that I have been listening to other YouTubers, podcasters, spiritual teachers, and leaders talk about for the last year, give or take. And at first I thought they were talking about a bunch of nonsense. And at first I thought that this was like, oh my God, some sort of spiritual jargon, like something always is coming, right? But no, what I've come to realize, especially in the last handful of months, as I've really been anchoring that frequency in for myself, is shit's different now. Okay? Shit's different now. And it's our time as women to claim our power, to own our gifts and skills and talents as oracles, as psychic beings, as energy beings, to be able to usher in this new wave. And that's what I'm here to help you do. It's what I'm here to help myself do. And it's what I'm here to create more comfort in this role for myself as a leader of this. I've been coaching and teaching women for 10 years on the power of transformation, transforming their physical bodies, transforming their mental well-being and arena. And now we're talking about the spiritual. And so it's no surprise to me that this is the role that I have fallen into, and my path has taken me here, because that's been my journey my entire life. We always think about mind, body, and spirit, and how those three things really is what makes up a complete, well-rounded, healthy human being. And so we're here doing spiritual readings. We're here talking about the spiritual place because we are in a space of spiritual evolution. And I want you to be able to have all of the tools that I've collected over the years that have helped me move through this. I won't say easily and I won't say smoothly, because it has been challenging and difficult. But at least I have something that grounds me. And at least I have tools and things that are helping me to become even more comfortable in this role of ushering in this new wave and new paradigm. And we got to keep it fun. Most importantly, we got to keep it fun. We got to keep it light. We got to keep it fun. So what you'll come to know over these readings with my cards, this deck is a work in progress. Some of these cards may stay. Some of them might go. The deck that I'm using right now is really just a rough draft. The Plot Thickens. They are very handwritten and hand drawn. They're going to be hand drawn and handwritten, but these are the ones that allow me to use it like a deck. And so we'll keep this. We'll take this card, the Plot Thickens. We'll leave that out because I do believe that. I do believe that right now what is happening, exactly what I'm talking about, is the plot is thickening as a human on the planet Earth. And so when we get through this experience and we make it out, oh, here we go. Well, when we get through this experience to be able to see on the other side this next version of ourselves, the next version of you, the version of you that is the woman of your dreams. The name of the deck is the I Am Her Oracle because you want to become her, right? The woman of your dreams, the woman that you've always seen, the woman that you know is about to be birthed and is coming online. And that transformation happens through fire. All right, babe. So let's just keep that. Let's just keep that in mind. So, okay, firstly, you got the Plot Thickens, which is really what I've been talking about. And then let's get 3 more cards. Always remember to pray. I actually have a designed version of that. So let me take it. Let me give you a little one with a little doodle so that you can catch the vibe of what these cards are going to look like. Always remember to pray. The focus. That's the back. Okay, 2 more. The instructions are clear. And a 3rd here. The storm before the calm. All right. Wow. This is giving me a very clear picture of where we're at. So the plot thickens. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to we are ushering in a new way of being. We are ushering in a new paradigm, a new societal story, and we are at the beginning of this. You may notice how much more receptive people are to just the spiritual practices in general. There's been a resurgence of Christianity and a resurgence of people going back to religion. Always remember to pray. And that does not need to be that way. We do need to pray, and we do need to believe in God, and we do need to believe in a power bigger than us because it's real and it exists. It doesn't need to be organized religion. It doesn't need to be this, I was born and raised Catholic. I know what that experience is. That's not for me anymore. But do I pray every day? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in constant communion with God. I'm with that through my body, through nature, through other people, and just this constant dialogue of being able to remember that there is something bigger guiding us. And there is an opportunity here. If you ask, if you pray, if you remember to pray on the days, this one, the poem is actually complete. I wish I had it with me, but something along the lines of, on your best days, remember to pray, and on your worst days, always remember to pray. Because either way, we need to be in that constant conversation with the divine. And I'm going to put this one back in there. And then the other 2, the instructions are clear. How often in your life do you have a clear knowing, a clear direction, a clear desire, a clear want, a clear thing it's so clear to you that that's the thing you want, that's the thing you're going for, that's what you're working towards, that's the outcome you want, the result you want, and you've been given a path to achieve that. You've been given a path, you've been shown a path, you've been handed a path, you have been put on a path that is saying, hey, walk this one. Go do these next few things and see where it takes you. That strong hunch you have, that inkling you have, that desire you have to go towards something is not by accident. Okay. The instructions are clear means that really your angels, your guides are laughing at you and saying, hey, we already told you. We've told you 6 times, Kim, 17 times, infinite times, Kim, to get on YouTube and to do your readings and to do your tunings. Are you going to listen? And here I am listening. It's taken me, there's been some resistance back and forth. It hasn't always been the case that I listen, but we get the opportunity to say when we start to recognize the same pings coming over and over and over again, the same desires coming up over and over and over again, the same attachments that we have, they're there for a reason. They're there for a reason. They are there to guide you and give you instructions. But we in our human minds, we think that we need to have the entire plan, every single action item on the to-do list mapped out before we take step 1. And that's not how it works. You got to take step 1, 2, and 3 before you can take step 20. And the instructions are clear. Sometimes we don't have all of the instructions, but they're almost always clear. And they require some leap of faith. They require some aspect of stepping into the new in a way that is going to support you to move in this direction. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, she's talking about leaping, making a big change in her career and making a big leap into the unknown. And ultimately, what I said to her after she went on and on and on and on about how, like, you know, scary it is to leap and she's like going to kind of force herself into it and all this, I was like, what does it mean to leap? Because if we look at, or what does it mean to you to leap? Because if we look at the things that you've done so far, if we look at the places that you've been making action towards this new version of you, this action towards this new goal, you're doing a lot of the leaps. And her brain broke and she goes, oh my God, I could hear it through the phone. I could almost see her face, even though we weren't on FaceTime. I could almost see her face, just the strike of awe of realizing she hadn't been giving herself any credit for the action she had been taking, because she wanted the big complete leap, the huge action towards the thing that makes it so like, I'm here and now I'm here. When really the way we do that is by following the instructions step by step by step. And rarely are we given all of the instructions at once. And the more you start to hone your intuition and the more you start to drop into what it sounds like when you're receiving instruction and guidance, the easier it is to follow it sooner. And the more we build that trust muscle that when I do step 1, then I will receive step 2. I don't need to have step 2 through 10 in front of my face. I just really need the next step. Once we get comfortable with how our intuition speaks to us and how we know we build that self-trust when we take one action and then we go to the next, that's when the bigger picture of the instructions start to become really, really, really clear. So the image for this card, what it's going to look like is just a girl reading one of those massive IKEA fold-out instructions. You know, like when you have 17 steps to follow and there's all these screws and all the pieces and it's like a whole booklet. The little Barbie's going to be reading that. And, you know, just maybe she's even going to be reading it upside down. I don't know. That'd be kind of funny. But it's this idea of like, just we're giving you the instructions. Just follow along. And then here's the best. This card, I really, really, really love this card. This card is the storm before the calm. Okay, on purpose, not the calm before the storm before the calm. Because like I said earlier and what I mentioned earlier, listen, transformation is never easy. Changing your identity is never easy. Going through a life upgrade is never easy. It's never been easy for me. It's been actually every single time has been one of the most difficult things I've ever done. It gets easy once I've put in my reps, and it gets easy once I've burned all the shit down, and it gets easy once I've created chaos and I've created a storm around me, or I have gone through a storm of emotions, a storm of clearing what's in my body, a storm of like, you know, confrontation of self, confrontation of the bullshit that we've been listening to and following from our own goddamn selves that is keeping us from getting to that place of the version of you want to be, the woman you want to be. So the storm before the calm is a reminder that it's going to get, there's going to be some air stirring up around you. And as I say that, the wind blows massively out here. And when the storm settles, it's calm, it's peaceful. It's the exhale you've been looking for. It's that relaxed version of you that you've been looking for. But to think that you're going to get there without some sort of shuffling energy around, moving energy around as the cards blow, to think you're going to get there without a storm is unrealistic, honestly, from my experience. I don't know another way. I don't know another way than to really put ourselves into the position of, okay, swirl it all around, change it all around. Let's rain to cleanse me, you know, lightning to strike some fire under my ass, like blow the leaves around, change things. And then I can relax and then I can settle. So, all right, the plot thickens. Always remember to pray. The instructions are clear and the storm before the calm. Those are our cards for today. And now let's do a little bit of tuning on this. So let me just like tap in here for a second. What do we need to tune? I want to tune into, I want to help you hear the instructions that are coming in from your body, from your heart, and then from your mind. Okay, so the instructions are clear. Let's do some work on clearing out anything that's preventing you from hearing those instructions. Because I believe that I believe that you've been getting the instructions. I believe that those messages have been coming through to you. And, you can remember to pray. You got that. The plot thickens was just the haha spice that's coming in, and the storm before the calm that's going to happen. And we can move. Some storms are bigger than others. They don't always have to be so catastrophic, but some are. And so before we even get to that storm, let's just tune into the energy and the idea that we are getting some clear instructions, and they're coming to you. They're on their way. They've already been here. They're going to repeat. So let's drop in with the tuning forks, do a little meditation on clearing out anything that's blocking you from hearing the instructions or seeing the instructions. Or if you know what the instructions are, if you've already gotten yourself there and your instructions are clear and you knew exactly what I meant when I said that, let's help you start taking action towards those instructions. Because, what's the result? Actually, let's take one more card. What's the result when we do this? That's always remember to pray that I discarded before. Spiral into control. This card, the artwork is also done. I wish I had it with me in my sketchbook. It's this girl. She's coming out of a spiral like this and standing in a superhero pose and spiral into control. How many times have you talked about spiraling out of control? Probably every day, crashing out, spiraling out of control. No, spiral into control. Spirals are the energy that create everything in this universe. If you listen to Abraham Hicks, the vortex, what do you think a vortex is? A spiral. What happens when we spiral our bodies, right? We loosen, we relax. It's fantastic for our fascia. And so when you follow your instructions and you start praying and you do your things, guess what? Guess what, babe? We're not spiraling out of control. We're spiraling into control. Okay. And we love that. We're happy for that. We do have a storm brewing in here. We got a lot of winds coming in, and I'm going to take that as a assistance in this tuning, because anytime that I get an opportunity to tune outside and work with the tuning forks outside, all of the elements, all of nature are supporting us with that. So we have a lot of lush greenery around us. We have a lot of wind blowing through the trees. I'm sure you can hear it, or at least a little bit, because when I edit this for sound, it may not be as loud as what I'm hearing. But let's drop in for the tuning forks to hear those instructions. We're going to tap in, tune in to the instructions that are here and ready for you. All right, drop into a comfortable seat, and then I want you to close your eyes, start to settle your energy down. And take a nice, big, full, deep breath in. And on your exhale, smooth, complete, full breath out. A few more just like that. Nice, big, full breaths in, feeling your belly fill up with air. And then when you exhale through the mouth, you can make an audible sound if that sounds good, feels good. And then one more nice big full breath. What immediately came to mind as I was starting to drop in with this is that I was like, oh my God, I can't even hear the fork because the wind is so loud. And the tuning forks are a practice of moving stuff energy that is in our biofields, in the ether, our memories and records of our lives, our stuffed emotions, feelings, traumas, etc. all live in our biofields. And with the tuning forks, we're able to move that energy. And we're listening first. Tuning is a practice of listening first and then adjusting. And when I was starting to tune in to listen, I was like, oh my God, I can't even freaking hear these forks because the wind is so loud. And isn't that a metaphor for exactly what we're talking about here and now? The instructions are clear, but you can't freaking hear them, babe, because of all of the noise in your head. Full body chills as I say this, right? There's so much noise in your head. There is so much noise in your head, so much chatter of the ego, so much worry, concern, fear that is blocking that divine guidance from coming in. So maybe you are praying. Maybe you already remember to pray. Maybe you're doing that every day, but are you listening for the response back? because you are getting one and the instructions are clear. All you have to do is listen. And I'm not saying I have command over nature, but the wind has stopped. The wind has stopped because now we're tuning in and we're listening to the forks. And tuning forks have that ability to just quiet the mind. So I'll shut up for a minute and let's just listen. So I'm listening, but I'm noticing how quiet the fork is. And this isn't a quiet fork. There we go. Now we got a little bit more. But that quietness might be those whispers. That might be symbolic of the whispers that you've been getting. Start the YouTube channel, start the podcast, you know, go on a date, try a new coffee shop, go to the event that seems scary to you, show up for something new and different. Sometimes the instructions are quiet and they're whispers. Oftentimes they are. Subtle whispers first, and then it gets louder and louder and louder until it's the front of your brain. It's taken over all your thoughts and you can't figure out how to, like, you just like, you know exactly what you're supposed to do, but you just can't figure out how to get yourself to go do it. And I relate because your girl be working on something like that in my own life right now. And as this fork, as you're hearing it, and as you're hearing my interpretation of what I'm hearing and what I'm sharing, what messages are coming through for me, I want you to be listening to your body, to your breath, to the sounds around you to see what other information you can take in and listen with all of your senses, not just your ears. The other thing I'm hearing with this fork is a very almost like melodic, bell-like type of sound, which is not usually how this fork, or sometimes it sounds like that, but it's sounding like this in particular today, because it seems like a steady, consistent whisper. And a steady, consistent whisper of the same thing that you've been hearing for months, the same thing that you've known for years. The same thing that you've desired in your heart, that you've wanted this whole time. The instructions are clear. You know, we done told you. You know. Every woman is her own best oracle, and you know. That strike was like, damn right I do. I'm building a little bit of confidence here in the message that we're hearing, and my solar plexus is lit up right now. Building confidence in your ability to execute the plan, even if you don't have the whole thing already. You just need step 1, record the video, okay? Step 2, upload the video. Step 3, push post on the video. That's me talking to me. But I'm in this portal with you. I'm in this magic with you. Like, this is for me and for you as much as it is. And as I said, that something just released in my throat chakra. From my solar plexus up through my heart, out through my throat chakra. How many of you aren't taking action on the thing that you've been getting whispers about because you're afraid that people are going to think it's weird once you start talking about it? or you're afraid to speak up because you've never been that type of person before, or you have to say something to someone before the thing can happen, and you got to clear some things with your voice, and it's uncomfortable. Let's get one more with this fork. Big clearing of energy out from the heart, up and out through the throat. All right, and now I want to use this 174 to see. Let's get what's in the way. What's in the way of you being able to act on your instructions? A lot more movement in the throat, up and out of the heart. The wind, again, picking up and roaring. Like, what's in the way is the ego. What's in the way is the chatter in the mind. What's in the way is all that noise and all that storm that's happening in your head. Butterflies in the stomach, a little bit of nerves in the belly. Like, can I really do this? Yes, you can. Yes, you freaking can. A lot of movement and energy from my heart up and out my throat. Say what's on your heart, babe. Say what's on your heart. Say what you need to say. It's okay. Oh. The wind here is just unbelievable. And I mean, I'm sure you can see these plants moving in it, and maybe the trees behind me and whatnot. Like, this is the storm before the calm. Another flow of energy from my heart out my throat. We got a lot of things we need to speak, okay? A lot of things that are on our hearts that need to be spoken to be able to start taking action towards the things that we want. And I know what those things are for me, okay? I'm sure you know what those things are for you too. And it's not always the easiest to just speak them, but sometimes it's just gotta go. And I'm also like, wind is also very clearing. Wind is very like, it will blow things, just blows everything away. It's very clearing energy. And so let this wind energy and let this tuning energy feel like a full cleanse of your field. Feel like wiping the slate clean. Feel like getting the gunk out that no longer needs to be there. These blockages don't need to stay. This energy does not need to be stuck and frozen in your field. You can let it go. It can circulate and it can move, right? We are trying to spiral into control. And to spiral into control, all of this has to swirl around us. And immediately that was like, but I don't want to, I'm scared. That first strike of the fork was like very like bratty teenager. All right, this one feels pretty good. Let's get this last little bit in here. To seal up the work that we've done together today by tuning, by meditating on these messages and wisdom and insights. And if you've made it this far, I'm sure this message has landed for you. If you've made it this far, and you've enjoyed this video, the best ways to support me in this mission and to keep more of them coming is to subscribe and like this video, leave me a comment about what landed, what resonated, claim it in the claim it in the comments below. Like, what instructions have you been given that are clear for you? Tell us, because as much as we can think about it and take this information in and we can receive this type of healing, until you use your words to create the thing that you want to do, right? We had all that energy move out of my heart through my throat. There's something you need to say, and I want you to say it in the comments. I want you to claim it in the comments. What is the instructions that you've been given that is clear as day? Use your words and claim it. And if you think that this would be helpful for a friend, please share it. You know, we're all going through it right now, in this feeling of uncertainty and unsettledness of not sure where it's going, where we're going, what's coming next. Like, the best thing to do to support each other in this journey is to share what works for us. And so share it with a girlfriend, share it with somebody who could benefit. Another release from the heart through the throat. You might be able to even see my chest moving when it happens. I certainly can feel it. All right, last one here. One more big out. Up and out through the heart, through the throat. But somebody's got to say something, okay? Somebody really needs to say something. And the thing is that we probably all do. We need to say it, declare it. We need to say it to ourselves. This is the direction I'm moving in. This is the direction I'm going. This is the thing that's been bothering me. This is the thing that's been on my heart. This is what I really want. This desire of what I really want, being able to claim it, you know? Let's get one more card. And if it's the claim it card, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to lose it. Let's get one more card. Sealing up the work we did today with one more card with a message. Oh, well, they all slid, but we have one that's on the ground. Okay, sit back and receive. That might as well be claim it. Because once you've claimed it, all you have to do is sit back and receive it. All right, girls. All right, girlies. We've done our work for today. We've gotten the messages. The instructions are clear. I'll leave you with always remember to pray, because even on the toughest days and even on the most magical days, that conversation with God, that conversation with Source, that conversation with yourself is the only way you're going to get those instructions, and then have the faith and the trust in when I take action towards them, I will be held. So I hope that this message has found you today in a time of need, and that it has resonated, that it landed. I hope that all this wind energy is held clear, and that the sound and the audio of this video is at least acceptable. And we'll be back again soon for another reading and tuning. I'm Kimberly, and it's been a pleasure to share my art and my tuning with you. Okay, love you. Bye.